I bow to all the seekers of truth. The idea about truth is sometimes a misconception. Truth is what it is and will be the truth. We cannot change it. We cannot organize it. We cannot work it out. It remains what it is. And the greatest truth is that we all have become human beings to become the Spirit. We are still not in that stage. That's why there are problems around us. Once you become the truth, it being the absolute, you reach the state of absoluteness. Then there is no difference of ideologies, no differences of nation. All nations, one knows, are created by God Almighty. Just He created variety to give a beautiful world to us. Variety always gives beauty. That's why this variety was created, just to make the world very interesting, but not for fighting or for quarreling or for believing that this part belongs to us and that part belongs to somebody else. The human problem, as I have studied, is very simple. Is to be understood in a detached way. Now here you can see the beautiful machinery that is working within ourselves. If you see on the left hand side, we have, somebody should come and show, blue colored line. And the right hand side you see a yellow line. In the center you see a white channel. These are our autonomous nervous systems, 3 channels, left and right sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. When I talk of medical science, people get quite surprised. But it has something to do to understand what are we inside ourselves. Now this parasympathetic nervous system is the system that gives us balance. For example, if I am running fast, my heart will start thumping. But it comes to normal through parasympathetic nervous system. And medical science doesn't know much about the parasympathetic nervous system, which is actually in the center. These chakras are around the parasympathetic nervous system, and like my fingers here, this is the chakra in the center here, and this is the left sympathetic and this is the right sympathetic, and they both put together make this center to form the parasympathetic. Simple as that. Now what happens with human beings? That they have a capacity, they have a freedom also, to go to the left or to the right. They can be very emotional people. They can go to the emotional side to such an extent that they can become fanatics. They can go further with it, so that the left side, which represents our subconscious, then the collective subconscious can be entered into. So they can enter into collective subconscious also. Subconscious also has 3-4 layers. That is, we can say the present subconscious, the past subconscious, and subconscious of ages. Then the collective subconscious, where all that is dead exists in that area. Now when you move too much on that side, you get attacked by that side. And that side has got all that is dead, which attacks you, which triggers. On the right hand side, we have got another channel of the right sympathetic nervous system. This channel represents our activity and our future. So when you are overactive, you're working very hard, you are futuristic, all the time thinking about the future, you start moving towards the right side. To such an extent that you can enter into your collective supraconscious also. In the same way, you have got your present supraconscious and also collective supraconscious. Now, human beings have a capacity that they can move to the left and to the right with their attention. They can project their attention to the left or to the right, or they can be moderate in the center. So when people talked of religion, the real people who came on this earth, they talked of religion. They talked about our valency, that's a human valency, is of 10 number. And that's why they talked of 10 commandments. Or in every religion they talked about it, that we have to keep this balance. When we go out of this balance, then we either move to the left or to the right. But if you see the history of religions, it is just the opposite. That all these religions have created conditionings within us. A kind of a fanaticism, a kind of a blind faith, which was never the purpose of establishing your valencies within yourself. The movement to the right is also another problem of the modern times. When we move to the right, we actually start becoming very egoistical. The activity that we form, the activity that we perform, creates a balloon-like structure on our head, as you see, crossing over here as ego, that yellow stuff. On the left-hand side, when we are conditioned very much, we get another balloon which we call as superego. Jung also missed the point because he described that there are layers horizontally placed within ourselves. It is not so. God is a great constructor and a manager. For example, you have put a road for me here. I don't have to pass through different rows. In the same way, he placed everything in a vertical way, and the road to realization is kept free within us. The road to realization is straightforward, which you see is shown in the white color, is the parasympathetic nervous system. Now those people who move to the left or to the right develop diseases. For example, I'll show you here. Now supposing I move one finger too much here. Then I'm cut off with the main. This side is cut off with the main, this side is cut off with the main. Then what happens? That there is no control. And the cells become malignant on their own. They start overpowering others. And that's how they start destroying other cells. We say cancer has been established. It's a very simple thing, is to bring them back again and put them in contact with the divine and bring them to the mains. Secondly, people have these days diseases like diabetes. Very common. Diabetes is a very common disease. Now in Indian villages, the villagers, when they take tea, they say that we must take so much sugar that the spoon must stand in the sugar. And they drink such a lot of sugar, they never have diabetes. Never. They have never known diabetes. What is the cause of diabetes? Or liver trouble? Or we can say other troubles like blood cancer. It's a very simple thing that we do. Is the imbalance within us. If you see the yellow center, we call as Swadhisthana, which looks after the aortic plexus in our body, on the physical level. This center has a very special work to do. That is to convert the fat cells for the use of the brain. So it converts the fat cells for the use of the brain. If people are very futuristic, all the time thinking, then this poor center or chakra has one work, is to convert cells after cells for the use of the brain. Brain starts growing. But what about the other functions it has to do? It has to look after the liver, it has to look after the pancreas, it has to look after the spleen, it has to look after part of the intestines and also the kidneys. When we start thinking too much, we give too much work to this one center, all these visceras are neglected and you may develop any one of these troubles. But when it comes to spleen, it is even worse. When it comes to spleen, these days the life is so hectic. First of all, we get up in the morning. First thing we do is to read the newspaper. That's the horrid thing to do. Coming out of very nice sleep, you suddenly read the newspaper and so many are bombed, so many are killed, so many are harassed. Oh God. You get a shock. The system gets a shock. Now, when the system gets a shock, the spleen has to produce more red blood corpuscles. It has to work very hard. Then you suddenly discover you have to go to your work, so you get out of your bed and rush here and there, brush your teeth on your way and carry your breakfast. Maybe your wife is running after you with the breakfast, you have no time for anything. Such a hectic life you lead. Extremely hectic. Then you get into the car, you find there's a jam. Finished. We don't understand how much we are shocking ourselves all the time. We are on a war path with the watch. All the time struggling for time. This spleen doesn't understand the person. There's no rhythm in the life of that person. The spleen thinks, what am I to do now? Suddenly this person needs the red blood corpuscles and it doesn't need, then suddenly it needs it. It becomes hectic. When it becomes hectic, it becomes vulnerable for blood cancer. And then if a person gets any shock or goes to the left side in an emotional way, he gets blood cancer. Even the mothers who are like this, very hectic, disciplining their children, keep the carpet clean, walk this way, first put your right foot, then left foot, don't walk that way. The child, when she's pregnant, can get blood cancer. We must understand we are delicately made, beautiful flowers of God. We are human beings. And the time has come for us to become now the fruits. This is the blossom time. But we shock our system with so many things. For what have we achieved? In India, we have Taj Mahal, we have Ajanta caves, we have so many things to show you. But they are all in the past. I don't think in Sydney you can make a hall like this anymore. It's not possible. What have we achieved? Plastics. What are we achieving? The modern times, we have lost the sense of greatness and glorious things. All the time we are struggling with time, and nobody has time. Everybody is rushing up. I asked one gentleman, why are you in such a hurry to go to London? After all, it's all right, you can go tomorrow. If you don't get the seat today, you can go tomorrow. He said, no, I have to attend a ball. He'll waste 3 hours in the ball or in a pub, that's all right. But he's so worried about getting his ticket, for that he will completely rattle his system just to get the ticket. And then for what? That ball is not going to give him any relaxation because he's already finished his system. And that's how one develops this blood cancer. Then the pancreas is out of order, one develops diabetes. Kidneys are out of order, high blood pressure. Then all kinds of kidney troubles, and then they go on the machine and all kinds of things happen. It is happening in all the nonsensical things also we have taken. Like for us now, so far Mr. Freud had displaced Christ completely. He had become Christ for us. Blindfolded we followed him and also outwitted him in our projections. What's wrong? When I went to America in 73, I told them that this is all wrong you are doing. It will have a very bad effect. It's not natural. If promiscuousness is good, then why does it give diseases? If it is natural, then why does it give you problems? Simple question. There's a kind of an ego that we can do it. But why fight with the nature? If you fight with the nature, nature will take its respite. And today that's why we have to say this was wrong we have done, and we are not going to do it anymore. Our children are not going to do it. After going through all the experiences, now they are talking that cigarette should be abandoned. But Nanak Sahib had told long time back that cigarette is the worst thing. It will cause horrible trouble to you. Now they are saying about no smoking. Now they cannot give up. There are 1,001 problems. The greatest is, I think now, is AIDS. Is caused by nothing but stupid ego. Anything they try, you ask them, why do you do it? Like some people are now coloring their heads. And I found some of them are becoming blind. So I said, why are you doing it? They said, what's wrong? "Oh, why do you want to color your hair? But what's wrong?" I didn't know what to answer. I said, but it will make you blind. We'll see when it makes us blind. Such arrogance. You can't challenge your system like that. You have to be humble about it, because it's a delicate system of a human being. We are not hippopotamus, are we? That on a hippopotamus you paint anything, nothing will happen to him. But we are human beings. We have got cells here which absorb paints, and that can go onto our nerves, can also go onto our other centers. There should be a basic understanding what is ridiculous. As if people have gone amok and doing all these things. But that's what you are going to the left or to the right. Now those people who move too much to the right get heart attacks. They may be thin like dried fishes, but they can get heart attacks. When you extract too much of your energy on the right side, the heart gives in. There is no need to put in so much effort. Like one day I met a lady who had a heart attack. She's just a housewife with only 2 children. I said, why do you get a heart attack, madam? She said, I have to work very hard. No. With 2 children, what do you do? Oh, I have to keep everything clean, absolutely clean. To keep my children clean, I have to keep my husband clean, I have to keep my bathroom clean, and I said, it's all right, but why don't you understand that also your health is there and you should take some rest in between? No. To me, cleanliness is everything. Then you have the heart attack. This is the norms of today's life. I don't think our parents used to polish everything all the time, or they were all the time with a vacuum cleaner. You see, like a tail, we have a vacuum cleaner with us. Doesn't matter, it's a house. After all, it should be a cozy place for children and for the husband to come down. Doesn't matter, once you clean it, it's all right. But that kind of attitude we cannot take, because that's the norm. So many norms we have which are really absurd and ridiculous. We can never sit down and enjoy each other's company. If the husband and wife are sitting, there should be a television in between, or some sort of a drama or something. There should be something in between. They cannot talk to each other. There's no relaxing mood. There's so much to be talked between husband and wife. I mean, when husband and wife are enjoying themselves and talking to each other, it's better to switch off the horrible television, which is showing the quarrel between husband and wife all the time. So all these things work out. The family system, the household, and all the norms that we have started. All these things work out on our sweet, beautiful system that we have. We are fighting all the time with each other for what? This is what takes us to the extremes, and these extremes are responsible for giving us all these problems. Now with the Kundalini awakening, when she rises, passes through those centers, first of all she puts them like a slot. They all come back. Fall in lines. She awakens them, gives them energy. The energy flows out. Cures cancer, cures this, cures that, cures that. Then it passes through your Agya Chakra here, where you forgive everyone. You just forgive. You don't know what a weapon Christ has given us to forgive. Half of the marriages would be all right if you know how to forgive. Just makes you a sweet, beautiful, charming person in the real sense of the word, not outwardly because you are dressed up well or you have a beautiful ornament or something like that. You really become a very charming person in the sense that you charm the children, you charm your family, you charm the whole world. Because once you start forgiving, the love of your heart starts pouring in. When she opens this last center, actually here on the fontanelle bone area, where you get your real baptism, this is we call the seat of the heart center, seat of the heart center. When she opens, the transformation starts. And you start feeling the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. So the transformation in the temperament, in the behavior of a person, you immediately notice the face changing. The tense face that you see suddenly becomes mellowed down. You relax. And this Kundalini awakening, then kept up well, makes you grow spiritually. And the spiritual growth in a person is what we want today. Of course, no diseases, no physical problems, no mental problems. Many mad people have been cured. The schizophrenia has been cured with Sahaja. It's all because our spirit has not come into our attention. Spirit is the light, but the light we see here is jarring sometimes, has nothing in it. The light of the Spirit has love. This beautiful love about which we have heard about, which is all pervading, is all over. And you just feel absolutely sure of yourself. As if you are entered into the beautiful hall of God's kingdom, where you are secured, you are respected, you are loved, you are looked after. It's a fact. But we have to enter there and we have to receive that blessing. Then these physical things look nothing, insignificant. If somebody has some problem, you can go and cure it. I need not be there. You can raise the Kundalini of other people. This is your birthright, to get the Kundalini awakened and to have your real baptism. You have got it within yourself. All is your power. I am doing nothing. Maybe a catalyst for a little while, and then you become the catalyst. The whole world can change and transform itself if it follows the power of love. We have never used the power of love. It's all the power of hatred all the time. But the power of love, that is divine love, is devoid of lust and greed. It's just you enjoy the loving of love. And that situation, when it works, you see the whole world in a different way. And you develop that witness state which is described many a times by many saints and many prophets and incarnations. It's a very easy thing to happen. It is spontaneous because it's the living force. It's a living thing. You cannot pay for it. It's ridiculous to think that you can pay for it. You cannot. How much money did we pay to the plants which produce these beautiful flowers? Nothing. They just gave you the flowers because they enjoy giving. That sort of personalities we all become. Beautiful people. Actually, we have wasted our life quite a lot. After realization, we understand how valuable we are, how glorified we are, how God loves us, and how He looks after us moment to moment. These imbalances within us have now increased more by time. Because the ego increased a lot, and then we said, why not do this? Why not try this? Why not try that? Like everybody going amok, trying this, trying that, trying that. Everything new they should have. They did not believe in what people told them before. They discarded all that. And they said, let's try everything new. Like the other day we were having a banquet. And there was an ambassador sitting next to me. And he said, I know you don't like Freud. No, I said, I don't like him at all. But he said he told us something new. While Jung didn't tell us something new. See? I said, all right. We have had dinner many a times, but we have never eaten the table. Let's have it. That's a new thing, why not? He was shocked at me. He said, everything new can be very dangerous. Let us try with the snakes, let us try with the tigers. This is the trouble with us. We have to humble down to understand that no, this is a trust of God within us, this body of ours. We have no business to insult it, to be disrespectful to it, to waste it. We have to respect it. With what difficulty it was made, the whole, you see, beautiful mechanism that is made within us. And it works so spontaneously, so beautifully. Even whatever you have done to it, doesn't matter, forget it. Even if you have not respected it, forget it. Please don't develop any guilt. That's another disease of the modern times. Everybody is guilty. Why are you guilty? You are human beings. If you have done mistakes, it's all right. It's for God to correct it. That's His job. So leave Him to do that job. But we shouldn't go on doing the mistakes. Once we are blessed by Him, let us enjoy. Now many scientists say that there is no God. I think it's very unscientific to say that. A scientist must have an open mind. If he doesn't have an open mind, he's not a scientist at all. He has not known anything about God. How does he say there is no God? You may say that the way religion is followed is wrong. I agree there. The way they make money in the name of God is wrong. I agree there. But there is God. Definitely there is God. Keep your minds open like a scientist. And also, what I say is a hypothesis to you. Tomorrow it will become a law. And you'll be amazed. The laws of God's love are so definite, unchangeable. They work so beautifully. For example, when you get your realization, you feel the cool breeze on top of your head and you feel the cool breeze all around your fingers. These fingers tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 7 centers that are within you. Which one is catching? It's said so. Muhammad Sahib has said, your hands will tell you They will speak at the time of your resurrection. Your fingers tell you what's wrong with you. They will tell you what's wrong with another person. And that's absolute. All those who are realized will say the same thing. What's wrong with this country? What's wrong with that country? And you can verify it. It's very easy to verify whether it's the truth or not. Supposing you want to ask a question, is there God? You'll get tremendous vibrations. If you say, is Freud was a good man? You'll get blisters, maybe. So it is within you just to reach that point where you become so sensitive that you can say what is what. And you can verify. And you can correct yourself. You can diagnose yourself. You can treat yourself, you can treat others, you can help the whole world. Like one light, which is enlightened, can enlighten many lights. That's how it is going to work out. Yesterday we spent a lot of time asking questions. Today, if you want, you can ask, but not too many. And sensible questions will be better. Because I am not here for election. They ask me questions as if I am standing for some election or asking for votes from you. I have come here to give you what is yours. Nothing to take. I will, little later we'll do that. That's good. Listening to me you may not. Some people may be, but you will be. I'm happy that you are anxious to get the enlightenment. It's correct. Very correct attitude.
Does it matter if you're following another teaching?
It depends on. You see, if you are following the teachings which are against natural things naturally, how can you judge? Let us see on Kundalini. Kundalini immediately indicates. Alright? If you are following a wrong person, then it indicates immediately. And then you better give up. Alright? In that case. Whatever is good for you, you should take it. There have been horrible people in this world. I must confess. I'm very sorry. So many have been Indians who came round, spoiling the name of India. I don't know what to say. And taking full advantage of your ignorance about this knowledge. I have to just say one thing, that you must give a full test of these people. Take a full understanding. How? For example, if somebody is here and says you pay 500 rupees or $500 for just seeing my face, you better never see such a face again. Or that there is some technique which I'll teach you. There is no technique for living things. It's already built in, it works out by itself. Or anybody who says there's a course you have to go through. There is no course. What is a course of a tree that is growing? Do you give a course to that tree? Alright, you have 5 days course. It will grow despite everything. then you cannot take any money in the name of God. You cannot live on the earnings in the name of God. We don't believe in priesthoods in Sahaja. You have to do your normal work, you have to be married, you must have children, you must live like normal people and be spiritually developed. We don't have all these systems that people had where you become a priest and you pay them money, the priest is taking money and living on that. God has nothing to do with money. He actually doesn't understand any money. If you put only this test, then most of them will be finished. You may say, how are they to live? They should live as the way they have been living. They can teach in the school, they can sell things in the market, do what they like. What is the need to take money? Now for me, I must say, luckily in this lifetime, I have a good husband and we are well off. But still, if these boys want to pay, say for my travelling, they can pay to the travel agent, not to me. If they give me any presents, I can return them sweetly, something of the same kind or better. But there should not be any greed. Sometimes you feel like giving flowers, all right? Then I must also return it. All matter has this value, is to give and communicate your feelings to another. That's the only thing a matter can do. And that's what we should utilize it for. So this ghost of materialism will drop out. It's a ghost, I tell you. It's growing bigger and bigger. I won't be surprised after some time, people won't have their hair, won't have their teeth, won't have their ears left. Because all kinds of things they tell you to do to your hair, all kinds of things they tell you to do to your face. I mean, it's going on and on and on. The kind of food we have to eat, God knows whether we are eating plastic or polyester. Everything becoming materialistic. With Sahaja Yoga, you can transform non-hybrid seeds for such great germination power that they can produce crops better than a hybrid. This we have experimented. What's this question there? Somebody was asking? It's gone away or what?
You have to speak up because it's raining outside, we can't hear you. She tends to sleep 12 to 14 hours a day. Is that bad?
She sleeps a lot.
Sleeps a lot.
You are left-sided. That's all. We'll work it out. All right? It's very simple to give a balance to yourself. That's simple. You are a left-sided person. That's why you sleep more. Can somebody stand up and say things?
Who's asking the question?
See?
Can you see me?
Repeat the question.
Yeah.
You stand up because we can't see who it is. Come down. Come down.
Yes, Mother, may Your Holiness explain us whether there is a difference between a knowledge, a steady wisdom, and self-realization. If there is a difference, in what aspect do they differ?
What is the difference between self-realization and knowledge?
It's just the same.
And
No difference.
steady
You see, in the
wisdom.
Vedas, it is written Veda. Veda is the word used in Sanskrit language. Means to know on your central nervous system. Whatever is known on your central nervous system is the knowledge. The rest of it is just Shabda Pandityam. Means only the word. The words. Words and words. Whatever you know on your central nervous system is the knowledge. The rest of it is just talking. Was it?
Knowledge, wisdom, and self-realization.
Now, knowledge. When you have knowledge, you get wisdom automatically. Is a result of that. All right? Okay. What is it at?
To become wise, one must be detached from life.
Yes. By realization you become detached. And then you become wise. Alright? By self-realization, you automatically become detached and you develop a witness state, and that's how you become wise. Alright.